Hey, fellow Aquas, how y'all doing? We're going to be doing your first half of general reading. We're going to start off with some animal energy, like I like to do. I cannot believe we're already talking about world, but it does feel like there's going to be a great relief with the month of April. It's almost as though these first few months of this year have been a lot about energetic unfinished business. That makes sense. Could be like literal unfinished business as well, but really feels like it was like, okay, we gave you 3 months to spring clean your insides and spring clean anything that needs to, stay in teen. And now it just feels like, okay, here, let's get to it. So I'm excited to see what comes up for us. So let's start with some animal energy, shall we? Okay, what is the animal energy for Aquas? First half of roll, yeah. Okay. So we got the gazelle here. Okay, so let's talk about it. So, what this is saying to me in this context, because, the gazelle has to be in a pretty constant state of high alert because of where it is in the food chain. Okay, that's why, right? It has these ears so that it can, listen for danger. It's kind of in this, it's actually is really making sense with what I just said, actually. The gazelle kind of sits in, and let me clarify this. When the gazelle energy is in an imbalanced place, okay, it's kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's what it is, okay? Not comfortable. It's kind of, it's like, oh, okay, like even when good positive things happen, there's still this, thing in our energy where it's like, okay, but when's the other shoe gonna drop? Let me not get too excited. I gotta keep ears out and open, I gotta be listening for that lion that is sure to come up and, eat me for dinner. You know what I mean? So really this is saying energetically that it's time to just kind of like chill. The time is, and that's why I said, like, it kind of makes sense with what I was feeling here with like a sweet relief and roll for us energetically, that I think that we've had to be on high alert, like with good reason, right? Like the energies have, been a little bit aggressive, okay? Coming into here, it's just, and even, aggressive, but also just, very forward energy. That teen so far has not exactly felt like a gentle lamb. Okay. There's just been a lot going on. And so this is really basically saying like, it's time to just chill. There's no other shoe that's going to drop. And being in this place of high alert all the time where we're kind of just like, on edge type deal, the time for that has passed. That can serve us, that energy can serve us when there are things that we really need to, keep an eye or an ear out for. And this is really saying the time for that is past. We can chill now. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's get into the tarot. Let's do it. What is popping for Aquas for first half of roll? Okay, what's going on? All right, this is what I like to see. Yes, Eight of Pentacles. I don't think I've ever told you guys this before, but I'm strangely obsessed with the Eight of Pentacles key. I just like really am. Because this is the work, honey. This is doing the work. This is actual physical work, right? Getting your coin, right? But this can also, talk about inner work as well. But, all in all, it's a working energy, which is beautiful. I just love this 8. Let's talk about the number 8. That's a number of abundance and success and having everything that you'll ever need through the law of attraction, but also through just putting your nose to the grindstone. See how this little crow's got his little beat down, like pop, pop. Yeah, I wonderful way to start, I say. All right, what else is going on for my Aquas? Oh, I just want to like exhale. You know what I mean? It feels like that's what it is. The movie Waiting to Exhale? It's kind of like teen, especially for us Aquas, has been a lot about, waiting to exhale. And now it feels like it's the time where it's like, oh, okay, I can exhale. Okay. So we got 2 cards. We're going to talk about that second one in a second. Another Pentacles card. So I love this so much. And I just want to point out a fun synchronicity. Do you see this butterfly right here? I'm definitely rocking my butterfly sweatshirt today though. So I'm kind of loving that. So this is, that single lady, single guy, and loving it energy. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, whoa, hold the phone a second. I'm not single. What is she talking about? This also really speaks of work that you've done on your own. That doesn't mean you didn't have any help, but it's work that you can be proud of, right? That you really, this is work that is yours. So some of you could be working for yourself, entrepreneur type thing, or you could be, doing something at work, like a project that really has your name at the top of the bill there that you're going to get a lot of recognition for. But all in all, this is the kind of feel goods that come from us really doing it on our own, right? And I want to point something out here. So, the wolf, here we go. Let's talk about him. The wolf for me, is a masculine energy. And then we have the sun here as well. So that kind of ties into what I was saying, because the masculine energy is very much about getting it done. Like, when you ask like a guy for advice, right? He, more often than not, depending on how balanced his masculine and feminine energies are, okay, very often they'll be like, okay, well, you pour your heart out in a long, dramatic monologue, Blanche Dubois style, hello, streetcar named Desire. And then they're like, okay, well, that's great. What can we do to fix it? What can we do? What action can we take? And then you're over here like, I just want to be heard. I don't want to fix it right now. So the point in saying this is a masculine energy coming up here for me in this context, because it really is about the effort you put in, you getting back in equal measure. So this is a time for being active and really doing it to it, which is the exact same. And we got, I love that. We're progressing. Do you see what I mean? Also, these little lotus, I'm so obsessed with new deck. I can't even, still obsessed. These lotus flowers here, what they come from. They come from the mud and the muck and the dirt. And then they come out on top like, aren't I pretty? Look at me, right? And then the butterfly, represents something really similar, with transformation and coming out of that cocoon and being your fabulous self in an active way. This is also speaking to me a lot of springtime vibes. So I'm just, I'm obsessed doing something right. Now, we also got the King of Cups here. Oh, yes, in the third position. You could definitely have, guys, this represents earth signs. The gazelle is an earth animal. So you could definitely have earth signs in your energy. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But I really don't like to get bogged down in the signs, as y'all may have noticed. But the King of Cups for me, and I want to point out this crown here, and then we've got the ocean, and we've got a fish flying, and we got a sailboat. This is really having a mastery, but really an ease. This is really about an ease over one's emotions, right? The King of Cups knows how to allow his emotions to work for him and not against him. Remember how we talked about the gazelle kind of being in this place of ooh, when's the other shoe gonna drop? Oh, is that a lion? Okay, it's not a lion, it was just a bird. Oh, is that a lion? No, okay, it was just okay, nothing. Okay, I'm good, I'm chilling. Gazelle ain't chilling, okay. But this is really having, being in a good place around one's emotions and really being able to let them work for you, okay? Let's get some, this is beauts. This is absolutely, okay, they're bringing something up. Okay, let's talk about this moon energy. So we know the moon, La Luna, right, is feminine. And we know the sun, El Sol, is masculine, right? So this is also talking to me about a balance between masculine and feminine energies within us right now, which means that we be really given opportunities to be in an equal balance between our feminine and masculine aspects of ourselves, which is gorge. Okay, that's, in my opinion, that's the goal. Ogre? That's the goal, if you ask me. Yep. Yeah, see, the King of Cups, if you give the King of Cups a long monologue and, about what's going on, he's not going to say, how are we going to fix it, right? He's going to help you mine where, those emotions are coming from and learn how to contextualize them for your betterment, right? Okay. Let's see what's going on with the clarifiers, but of course, and you really could, have water signs around you as well. I don't normally feel the need to go there and be like, oh, water signs, earth signs, but we did get the death card here when I split it, which is Scorpio energy. So I just felt the need to say that. Some of y'all might just have, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces around you. That might be coming to you for advice, or you want to go to them for advice, or whatever, and have you, so on and so forth. Okay. Let's get a clarifier for this Eight of Pentacles right here. Yes, clarifier, please, for the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, the sun, the sun. Weren't we just talking about the sun? Weren't we just talking about El Sol? Yep. Okay, here's why I love this so much. So I want to point out something. On this key in particular, can we just take a moment to acknowledge the doves? The doves. And I love that this came out because I've quite literally I have literally been seeing dove energy and pictures and all these things everywhere, right? So the dove represents divine love. It represents a kind of release, again, with the sweet release, right? And I want you to think about, because this is in conjunction, it's clarifying the Eight of Pentacles here, that there is peace, fulfillment, and purpose to be found in the work that you are doing. So this is saying, keep going in that direction. Yes, please, and thank you. Please keep it going, right? I love this. I absolutely love this. It's another way of saying that the work that you're doing, again, it really feels like physical work, y'all. I really feel like I'm talking about, for some of you, this really feels like I'm talking about someone who's either working for themselves, they have found a way to monetize something that they're passionate about, okay? Or it's like a dream project that, they have a day job, then they go home at night and they work on this dream project. Keep going with it, because it doesn't matter the outcome of it necessarily. It matters, the energy that you foster and that you tap into to create something as a creator, right? Aquarians in particular, honeys, are wonderful creators, and we are really in alignment when we are creating something. And that's different for different people, right? Some people, are loving creating, data sheets, get those numbers down. And then there's others that, are, counselors, performers, tarot readers, whatever have you. Okay. So let's get a clarifier for this Nine of Pentacles here. Love it. Are you joking? Are you joking though? We got the Death card. These Scorpios just want to be popping up. Listen, I'm a Scorpio moon, so I really I say this with complete love, but it's, I just trying to pop up here. Okay. So let's talk about it. Before we talk about it, I need to drink about it. I need some coffee. When this Death card comes up, I got to drink coffee. So listen, this is transformation, not unlike the butterfly, but it's sort of like transformation in reverse. Right? It's the butterfly is about evolving. And for me, the Death card, this is about devolving in a way. And you could also look at this and say, this is something ending, but really being taken down to the brass roots of something so that it can be reborn. So let's talk about this. I have a feeling about what this is about, but I really want to get a clarifier for the King Cups. But if this is single and loving it, or this is, again, if you're not single, if you're just independent energy, which Aquarians in alignment, we are independent, honey, right? It's almost like we're allergic to codependence. And if we get into that trap, it's just it feels like this. It's uncomfortable. It's like, oh, let me live, let me breathe. I feel trapped. Okay. So this is about feeling really independent, right? And then the Death card, Scorpio energy, is coming up here to say, part of the reason that this is manifesting so beautifully in the first half of April is because you've released what no longer serves you in the energy. It's like I was saying at the top, that these first few months of this year, it feels like it's just been detoxing from a lot of that teen end of the year energy and, teen in general, right? So you're going to be feeling good because you've released things from the past, okay? Seriously. You know what? I'm going to get a clarifier for this King of Cups here, okay? They're like, can you get a clarifier before you continue to monologue? Please and thank you. Work a mouth. Yes, I am. What is the clarifier for the King of Cups? Over there looking regal. Of Cups for Aqua. There we are, and that's what it is. Listen, we got the Seven of Cups in reverse, okay? Looks like a sun and a moon to me. Holler. Listen, we got this in the reverse, which I'm completely obsessed with. So in the upright, this is about feeling overwhelmed. And let's just talk about this word. I've actually been meditating and thinking a lot about the word overwhelmed. I had a teacher a long time ago, right? That he had asked someone in the class how they were feeling. And that person said, I feel overwhelmed. And he said to them, that's not an actual feeling. That is a masked response for what you're really feeling. What's underneath overwhelmed? Fear, right? Fear that we have so many options that we're not going to choose the right one, because Aquarians in particular are very, very aware and careful about the choices that they make. We just are. I think it's one of our finer qualities. And I mean to say an Aquarian's in alignment, okay? But even out of alignment a little bit, because we can be a little impulsive when something feels really good. But honestly, we're careful, you know? So this is in the upright. It's just, feeling overwhelmed, which is really just another way of saying fear. But this in reverse, and look at this. The moon and the sun, and then you flip it, and then the sun is on top. And I'm obsessed because the moon represents the unknown as well, don't it, though? We are in the light of illumination. Hallelujah. Amen. Okay, that's what this is. And didn't I say, if this is about letting our emotions work for us and to help us contextualize the best path for us moving forward, we have clarity. And clarity around our emotions, around people that we've been emotionally involved with. Maybe some of those people are part of the excrement of team that need to be cleared on out of here. But here's what. This energy that we're looking at right here, okay, y'all? 8 of Pentacles clarified by the Sun. 9 of Pentacles clarified by the Death card. King of Cups clarified by the 7 of Cups in the reverse. This is a beautiful, clean slate energy. I feel like moving forward through the rest of this year is going to bear very little resemblance to the first 3 months of teen. This is what it is. So choices that you make, right? Whether those choices have to do with people, ex-people, future people, job, family, whatever have you, you're able to make the choice that is best for you and in alignment with your true purpose and path because of this energy that we're talking about you putting the work into yourself and then actual work. This really, I have to say, I think this is only going to be for a handful of people, but this very much feels like we're talking about someone who is in the service of others. Now, that can mean, okay, that you are a natural counselor to your friends, to your family. People ask you for advice a lot, right? This could also be taken literally. You could actually be a counselor or a tarot reader, because a lot of what we do is counseling in a way, right? This feels like someone who has really given a lot of themselves to others, even when they may not have had that much to give. And now there's a karmic reward coming back and going, oh, hello. Okay, you've been putting money towards your insurance for your future by being there for others and really living out that purpose of being the humanitarians that we're meant to be as Aquarians. And now we're about to get it back in spades. And hello. It's so good. Yes. And it just feels light. It feels light to me. Okay. And you know what else I'm hearing? I feel like for some of you, and this is really random, but I mean, it's not random, but they're telling me this. There's this energy of spring cleaning as well. Spring cleaning on the inside and outside. I think some of you might be making some health changes for the better. Maybe some clean eating, purging of old emotional things so that we can get into alignment. Maybe even exercising more, but it really feels like this is what's going on the inside, and that it's bleeding over to the external, which will manifest itself as, treating ourselves as well as we treat others. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's get an oracle. Let's get more aquas. Get an oracle. Oh, hello. Okay. I love this so much. Okay. So we got Dreamtime Creation. So you know how I've been talking a lot about this reading of like things that we create, things that are ours, things that we can be proud of. This is absolute, because you know what that is another way of saying? That's vortex time. If any of y'all listen to Abraham Hicks, if you don't, I would highly recommend it. I was about to say you should, but I don't like to say you should, but I'd highly recommend it, Abraham Hicks. But this is about getting into that vortex energy, right? Because when we are creating something, whatever that is, when we are creating something, it helps us to take the emphasis off of what we don't have or what we wish were different and uses it in a constructive way, right? It's that vortex where we're just really, zoned in and tuned in, and the world just fades away and you look up and 5 hours have passed, okay? Do you see how, what is this? Like a pipe or a horn? I think, look at him smoking that big old pipe. Do you see out of this pipe is like all, can you see that? Like all these different animals. This really feels like a purging of things as well, like I talked about from the first few months. And here's what I'm getting to, because we did get the Island Solitude card, and I want to tell you how this is linking up for me. It's a very specific reference, so bear with me though. Okay, so there is a movie called What Dream Come, and Robin Williams was in it. He rest. But this is a very specific image for me. Even if you haven't seen it, it's okay. But those of you who have, you're going to be like, oh yeah. So do you see this tree here? This tree? It's purple, okay? And there's a purple tree image in that movie that's on a painting. And that's what I think of whenever I see this. And then we're talking about creation, right? So creation and solitude. What I'm getting with this, I'm not taking this literally, by the way. Sometimes I do, right? And if this resonates for you in a literal way and you're like, I need some solitude, please, take that as it resonates, okay? But here's what I'm getting from this. I feel like there is a large group of you whose psychic awareness, your intuitive awareness is going to be growing in leaps and bounds. I think you're going to be downloading and uploading a lot of information. So what I'm getting with the Solitude card is to have discernment, be choosy if need be around the people that are in your energy. Because spring cleaning sometimes can mean we outgrow friends. We can even outgrow, family you can't really outgrow, but if you have a family member or two whose energy is no longer matching with yours vibrationally, because look at all this good you got going on in your energy, right? You need to be like, I need to take a step back and maybe not answer that phone right now, right? Because this energy that I am getting here is sacred and precious. Okay. And there might be people around you who are used to going to you for advice, or and if you feel drained after talking to these people, there might be a little energy vampire situation going on. So this is really just saying, be extra choosy about those that you surround yourself with during this time in particular, because this energy should be nurtured and protected. That's what I'm getting here. Okay. The dreams as well. I've been getting this for us for a while, but the dreams too, coming in here, I do feel like for some of you, they could be prophetic. There are some people watching this right now who are naturally intuitive. By the way, I believe we're all psychic. I might do a video about that one day, but we are all psychic, just to different degrees. And how psychic we are is a mixture of how much work we put into it, and then also, sometimes just what our natural gifts are, our galactic, signature, all of that good stuff. But I do feel like the psychic images, the intuition is going to be heightened coming up here, because a lot, it's like cleaning out your closet so that you have room for new things. And I feel like the new that's coming up here has a lot to do with psychic information coming through. You might just literally feel your third eye more wide awake and open than ever before. Okay, so you might be looking at people and going, I never saw that before, but now I'm looking at you and I'm like, wow, I'm seeing things really differently, is what I'm hearing. Okay, but this energy right here should be nurtured and protected. And please just try to have around you at least for right now, okay? You can't always cut off that cousin who's a negative Ned. That's your cousin, right? But you can take a break. Okay? Take a break to really nurture and protect this energy, because I really feel like the intuitive insights that you're going to, that are going to be coming to you, have a lot to do with showing you where you are in relationship to your soul's purpose, why you're here, why you incarnated right now in your given meat suit, as I like to say. Okay, so if anyone watching this is like, am I where I'm supposed to be? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I in the right place, right? Kind of in that moth energy. You're going to get intuitive information that answers those questions directly. Signs, synchronicities, and dreams. And symbols. I'm hearing symbols. They're telling me butterflies in particular. You could be seeing a lot of butterflies in particular. Okay? All right, Aquas, this was kind of a long one. You guys are always the longest because I love you. And I could literally sit in this energy all day. But with that being said, I want to thank y'all so much for being here. You know, you guys are the greatest supporters every single time. I absolutely adore you. I am still available for personal readings here. So all of that information is in the About Me section. And with that being said, thank you again. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.